Hello, this is Andree again. As you all know, I work at JCC. I'm a yoga teacher. Today we're going to start with a slow flow, moving your arms, moving your legs, and then we're going to move on to more restorative movement. So let's begin by standing with your feet hip width apart. Let the arms hang by your side. So if you see from the side, right, so you want to let the tailbone drop. You want to feel that lift in the front of your spine. The shoulders release away from your ears. Now you're not at attention as if you were in the military. Just sort of let the arms hang by your side. You're maintaining the erection of your spine. And let's close your eyes for a moment and feel yourself there standing. Observe your breath. So today during this session, I want you, again, I always talk about the breath, pay attention to the breath and pay attention to the difference in sensation that the breath creates in your body depending what position you're in. So here in the standing position, you want to feel the ground beneath your feet. You want to feel the energy rise up through your legs and try to feel it to the center of each leg. And notice where you are balancing in every corner of your feet. So you can think of the four corners of each foot, or you can think of the three corners of each foot, meaning that two corners in the ball of the feet, from right to left. And it could be one or two corners for the front of your heel. So here you're balancing between these points. And let's take about 5 more breaths here. Keep your eyes closed. Go deep inside your body. Letting go. So we are standing in Tadasana, mountain pose, which is a very stable pose. It's basically effortless. And let's take one more breath here. Now you're going to open your eyes. You can begin to stretch the arms out to the side. And we start with the palms facing down. Reach out. Then turn your palms to face up. And then turn your palms to face back. And just observe here the different sensation you are creating in your shoulders. Let's come back to the center. Palms facing up, bring the arms down. Now extend the arms out, palms facing down, turn the palms up, bring the arms over your head. Reach up, look up at your hands. And then as you take a nice exhale, bring the arms all the way down. So as you move the arms up and down, you want to think of lengthening the arms away from the center of your body, away from the midline. So let's again, inhale the arms up, palms facing down, turn the palms up, and then reach up and out. And then turn the palms away from each other as you bring the arms down. Let's lift the arms up again, stretching the arms away from each other, turning the palms up, stretching the arms over your head. And now we're going to lower the arms forward. Right in front of you, reaching up as if you were trying to reach something up out of reach. Feel the shoulder blades spreading in your thoracic spine. And then slowly release the arms again by your side. Let's do this one more time. Inhaling the arms out, palms facing down. Turn the palms up. Keep extending the arms until they reach up to the ceiling. Look up at your hands. Now, have the palms facing forward, the front of the room, and then slowly release the arms forward again. Pausing here, reach forward, and then bring the arms all the way down. Okay, so now we're going to add a forward bend. So let's stand again. Have your feet a little wider than your hips. Okay, so not quite to the other edge of your mat, but wide enough that you feel more stability. And then just shift from side to side. Feel, again, the sensation underneath your feet. So now let's begin to extend the arms over your head. And then as you exhale, you can bend your knees for security for your back. Coming forward to forward bend, bring your hands to the floor. And then begin to extend the tailbone up as you straighten your leg. Inhaling, bending your knees again. Stretch the arms out to the side, up over your head. Bring the palms together and exhale. So you may have found that it was not maybe easy to bring your hands to the floor. So let's take the block. So you have a choice of how you use the block. You can have the blocks on the low side, just to elevate the floor to reach your hands, or you can have the block on a medium height. And some of you may even need the block all the way to its height. Okay, so you set up your blocks now to fit what you need to do. Okay, so I'm not going to use the blocks. But remember, you have positioned your blocks in the right position. Okay, so all you're trying to do with the blocks is elevate the floor. Okay, let's inhale the arms up. Bending your knee, exhale, reach forward. Place your hands flat on the floor, release the crown of the head, lift the tailbone. You're going to inhale, stretch your spine. Exhale, release. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale. Let's repeat that. Inhale, the arms up. Exhale, fold. Again, bend knees or straight legs. Inhale, stretch your spine. Exhale, release. Inhale, up. Exhale, Tadasana. Okay, let's separate your feet a little wider so you're going to turn sideways on your mat. So, as you're standing here, look down at your feet and make sure that your feet are, all 5 toes of each foot are pointing straight forward. Let's just pause there. Your arms by your side. Firm up the legs, so feel the energy. You should feel like you have tight stockings on, or tight jeans. Okay, so you're hugging the bones with your muscles. Now place your hands on your hips, move the elbows back, lift the spine. And then as you exhale, begin to hinge forward. Releasing the hips, bring your hands to the floor or to your blocks. Keeping your hands right beneath the shoulders, lengthen the spine. Breathing here. Exhaling, walk your hands between your feet if you can, or if you have blocks, walk the blocks between your feet. Release the crown of the head a little bit more. Keep shooting the tailbone up toward the ceiling. Keep the elbows in. And now as you inhale, you're going to lengthen your spine. You're going to exhale, keeping the right foot forward, come into a lunge position. Breathe here, lengthen the spine. And then come back to the center. Releasing the crown of the head. Inhaling, lengthen your spine. And then stretch over your left leg. So you're turning the left foot out, the right foot in. Exhaling, come into a lunge. And coming back to the center. Let's inhale, straighten the spine. Let's go to the first side again. I know I didn't do that on this side at the beginning, so let's start with straight legs. And then let's come into the lunge. And then exhaling back to the center. Inhaling, lengthen your spine. And then turning toward your left. Straight legs to start. Again, you have your blocks here. They should always be there available. And then bending the knee, lift the back heel to lunge position. Exhaling back to the center. Inhaling, stretch your spine. Place your hands on your hips and come all the way up. Walk your feet toward each other or jump your feet together. Okay, let's do a couple of sun salutations. You're going to stand on the center of your mat, to the front of your mat. Feet hip width apart. Okay, let's inhale the arms out. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, stretch your spine. Exhale, right foot back. Inhale, plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. You're going to inhale to upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Step your right foot forward. Inhaling, lengthen the spine. Exhaling to forward bend. Inhaling, come up. Exhale, Tadasana. Okay, let's do this one more time for the second side. Inhale the arms up. Exhale to forward bend. Inhale, stretch your spine. Exhale your left foot back. Inhale, plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Step your left foot forward. Inhale, exhale to forward bend. Inhale up. Exhale, Tadasana. Okay, let's close our eyes. Is standing in Tadasana the way we did at the beginning of the class. Let the arms rest by your side, shoulders relaxing away from your ears. Then reconnect to the feet. Feel the mat beneath the sole of your feet. Feel the stability of your Tadasana, your mountain pose. And then slowly open your eyes. Okay, so we woke up the body a little bit. You're going to come to your knees. Place, walk your hands forward. Keep your knees separated with the toes together. And then as you exhale, begin to stretch back into child's pose. Keep extending the arms, so feel that the arms are active, they're stretching. Let your belly release between your thighs. Breathing in, breathing out. and just direct the breath to the back of your lungs. So feel the thoracic spine spread as you inhale. And feel the body releasing closer to the floor as you exhale. And then slowly walk back up. Okay. So we are going to take 2 blocks. And we are going to have the block on the high end. Okay. So you're going to step your right foot forward. So you're still on your left knee, right? Your toes are pointing back. Lengthen the spine. And then begin to slide your foot forward. Don't push it, just a little bit. I'm keeping my toes up. So this is what it looks like when I'm facing you. So let me come out of this pose, and you can come out as well if you want to. And let me show you when I do it from the side. Okay, so your right foot is forward, then you slide the leg into a split. You use the block to push against the block so that you're not sinking to the floor. You're pushing against the block. Okay, breathe here. Now if you find that you're going too far with your strike, you can always move your front leg back and then release here. Okay, this is when we do a split, you really want to explore the length of your muscles. Okay, you can go, those of you who can keep that front leg straight. And then you're going to come back to your knees. Let's do the second side. Stepping the left foot forward. Okay. You slide that foot forward. So my toes are pointing straight up to the ceiling. And I'm using the block, pressing against the block, so that I'm in control of how much I am accessing the psoas muscles, how much I'm accessing the hamstring. So you want to go so far that you begin to feel pain. Okay, so you press against the block, you open the chest, and then slowly come back to your knees. So here, let's just stack. You can keep your hand, let's keep your hands on the block, and turn your block to the lower end. And then stretch back into a modified child's pose. So let your head release between your arms. And obviously the head will not come to the floor. Your seated bones may not be on the floor, on your heels either. But this is about opening the armpits. Then breathing in and breathing out. So remember at the beginning of class, I told you to pay attention to how the breath feels depending on the position of your body. And see, as you're holding that, can you begin to maybe release more, opening up. And then slowly come back to your hands and knees, and let's repeat the standing split, the split. Okay? So again, you have your block on your high head again, hands pressing against the block, stepping your right foot forward. So we start sort of in a low lunge here. And I didn't see that at the beginning, and I should have probably, but you can't just stay there. You know, if you feel this is a nice stretch. So right now we are stretching the psoas muscles on the left side, but if you want to access the hamstring of your right leg, then you slide your foot forward and come into a deeper split. Don't forget to push against the block. So you lifting yourself off the floor. So now you're going to tuck your left toes under and just begin to stretch the back leg any amount that you can, lifting the knee off the floor. So here the stretch has changed, and now slowly come back to your knee, pause there, and then step the left foot forward. You can either stay here or slide the foot forward into a split. Then pushing the block away as if you could lift away from the floor. And if it's okay with you, tuck your toes under the right foot and just slightly lift your knee up off the floor. And it may not be possible for you. You may just have the knee down and just try to lift it, maybe if it's just a quarter of an inch. And then bring your knee down, come back to your hands and knees, and let's turn the block again to the medium height and come to that modified child's pose. So repetition, when we repeat this movement, it helps you realize how quickly your body can release. So the first time you did it, it may feel really tight and very limited, but then the second time you will feel a little bit more freedom. And then slowly come up and sit up. So here I'm going to teach you a supported upward facing dog. So we are going to use a block, and you have the block on the low end, and the block is going to be to hold your belly. Okay, so you're going to come forward, then you're going to slide back, come into upward. So press your pubic bone onto the block and lift. Stretch the legs fully, open the chest. So the block is there to support your pubic bone, so you can concentrate on what that pose is about. Okay, now bend your knees, bring your knees to the floor, tuck your toes under, and press to downward facing dog. Let your spine lengthen. Fully extend the arms. And come to your knees. And press the chest pose. Now, if you like the chest pose with your hands on the block, you can position your block again. Or you can just do a regular chest pose. And then come back up. So let's use the blocks again. 2 blocks on a high end. Okay. So you're going to step your right foot forward. And for some of you, we're going to start what we did before, but the knee is going to be on the floor and you're not stretching the front leg. Just keep the knee bent. Okay, and see, can you bend your left knee? And then lower the leg down again. And any amount that you can to lift that foot off the floor. Bend the left knee. And release the leg down. And let's do this one more time. Bending the left knee, lifting the left foot off the floor. And then coming back to your hands and knees. Stepping the left foot forward, releasing forward. Remember, you have all these choices that you just stay here without doing anything else, just exploring the stretch of your quads and your hip flexors, or you can bend the right knee and lift the right foot off the floor. Release the leg down if you decided to do that. And again, let's bend. And release. Let's do this one more time. It's lifting the right foot any amount you can off the floor. and release. Coming back to your hands and knees. Now let's plug your one block again on the low end, and we're going to repeat the upward facing dog. Now observe if you feel maybe a little bit more opening in your psoas and your quads. Okay, so walk the hands forward, walk the knees back a little bit, and then lifting the knees up, come into your upward facing dog. Breathe. Come back to your knees, stretch into downward facing dog. And let's do that again. Come to your knees, and then come into upward facing dog. Open the chest, rolling the shoulders back, and then come to your knees, stack your toes under, to downward facing dog. And let's take 5 breaths here. Breathe into the back of the body, to the back of the spine. Not forcing anything, just maintaining that position. And then come to your knees. Let's come into child's pose. And then come back to downward facing dog. Let's walk your feet forward on your hands. Release here. And then exhale. Inhale, come all the way up. And exhale. Tadasana. Okay, we're going to use a block again. So you're going to have your block on the right side of your mat. You're going to step your right foot forward and your left foot back. Okay, let's have the block so that the block is by your ankle. Okay, let's start facing forward the way I am. I'm facing you. Keep your hands on your hips forward. Just feel the energy in your legs. Rooting the feet to the floor. Now keeping your left hand on your hip, you're going to stretch your right arm up. You keep stretching up. And then as you exhale, rotating the right eye out, bring your hand to the block. So once you're here, move the right shoulder forward, lift the left shoulder up, and then stretch the arms straight up to the ceiling. Hold there in triangle pose, Utthita Trikonasana. Now you're going to bring your hand onto your hip again, bend your front knee. So here you're coming into extended cervical stretch, pressing your knee against your arm, rotating the chest toward the ceiling, and I'm bringing the arm by your ear. I'm going to inhale, come into warrior 2. Keep breathing here, holding the pose. And then slowly straighten your legs, press your hands on your hips. Turn the toes point forward. Lengthen the spine. And then exhale, come forward to forward bend. Bring your hands to the floor. Release the crown of the head. You're going to inhale, come all the way up. And exhale. Okay, you're going to have your left foot forward. You're going to take your block, place it by your ankle. So again, facing the front of the room. Keeping your left hand, your right hand on your hip. You stretch your left arm up, lengthening the side body. As you exhale, keep reaching forward. coming to Utthita Trikonasana, triangle pose. Keep that shoulder lifting up, and then bring the arms straight up. Make sure that you can see your arm if you're looking up. Don't have the arm way back, that's too much. Okay, have the arm there. Breathe in here. Now place your hand on your hip, bend your front knee, come into a side stretch, open the heart, and then bring the arm by your ear. Keep rooting to the back foot, pressing your knee against your arm. And then inhaling to warrior two, holding warrior two. And then straighten your legs. Place your hands on your hips. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, come forward to one-legged forward bend. Release the hips. Let your head come to the floor, to the block. Let your head drop. Breathe here. Keep lifting the inner thighs to the outer thighs. Keep pressing all four corners of each foot evenly. And then inhaling, stretch your spine to come up. Exhaling. And let's walk the feet together, or jump your feet together. Okay, let's do a sun salutation. Inhaling the arms over your head. Exhaling to forward bend. Inhaling, stretch your spine. Exhaling back to downward facing dog. Now take your block, place the block back onto the mat. Then inhale, come to upward facing dog. Fully extend the legs, pressing the top of your feet to the mat. Rotating the shoulders back, and then come to your knees. Exhale to child's pose. And then sit up. Put your hands on the floor, tuck your toes under, come to forward bend. And inhale, come up. Exhale. So we're going to do one more standing poses before we do the restorative on the floor. You're going to use a block. I would suggest you use a block on the high end, especially if you've never done this pose before. Okay, separate your legs nice and wide. Okay, you pause there, and you don't have the legs so wide apart that it's hard for you to maintain, to press the feet to the floor. So you want to feel in control. So think of the energy in your body right now. So right, the hips belong to the floor, but the lower ribs belong to the sky. Okay, so you're rolling down to the floor, and you're lengthening, you're lifting up. So you're going to inhale, lengthen the spine. You can throw your head back to the bed if it's comfortable. And then exhale, hinge forward. Keep pressing the inner thighs out as you come forward. So the legs are really active. And bring your hands to the floor. Let your head drop for a while. Now you're going to inhale, lengthen your spine. You're going to place your right hand on the block. And so I brought the block a little bit to the center. You're going to stretch your left arm forward. Now pressing against the block, begin to turn to your left, bring your right arm up. Keep lengthening the spine forward. Exhaling, coming back to the center. Releasing the crown of the head. Inhaling, lengthening your spine, placing your left hand onto the block. Stretching your right arm forward, and then begin to twist to your right, to your left, to your right. And then exhale to the center. And release the crown of the head on the floor. Notice when you're in this pose, if you're hanging in your heels. So if you're not quite sure, shift your weight toward your toes. But at the same time, press your heels down. So you're not leaning forward. So if you're not quite sure, you could lean forward as if you could fall on the face, and then lean back and find that place in the center. Okay, so we're going to repeat this movement again. So you can keep the block on the high end. If those of you, if the block was too high, you can bring it to the lower end. You're going to place your right hand on the block. And let's start with the left hand on your hip. And begin to concentrate on that opening and that twist. Keep lengthening from the tailbone to the crown of the head. And then underneath here, if you feel it's okay for your shoulders, then you can stretch the arm up. Exhaling, coming back to the center. Inhaling, lengthening your spine, place your left hand on the block. Place your right hand on your hip. Again, twisting toward your right leg. Lengthening from the tailbone to the crown of the head. And then you can extend your right arm up. Exhaling. Coming back to the center, releasing the crown of the head. And then inhaling, lengthening the spine, place your hands on your hips, come all the way up, walk your feet on each other or jump your feet together. Good job. Now we are going to do a restorative back bend. This is why I moved you so much, because I want your body to be more pliable. So you're going to take one of the blocks. You're going to have, depending, you should know your body by now, those of you who've done yoga for a while. If I don't know you, I want you to experiment a little bit. So you want to either have the block on the low end. I would suggest that for somebody who's never done that before. Or you could have the block on a medium height. Okay, so we're going to start, and then you're going to have another block this way. That's going to be for your head. So there's not going to be any stress in your neck. So we're going to start by sitting with your legs in front of you. You're going to hold on to this block. And what you want to do is that you want to stretch the spine over the block. Okay, so make sure that the block's in the right place. You bring the tip of your shoulder blades, so it's right below the tip of your shoulder blades. Pause here and then get the stretch of the ribs. Let your head release onto the other block. Okay, have your legs together. So the legs are now relaxed. Okay. Now, once you're here, you're going to know right away whether this is it's okay for you. It may feel, if you never did it before, you may feel, wow, this is too high, so then you go on the lower block. Okay. So let's stretch the arms up to the ceiling. Reach up as you were to grab something out of reach. And then you're going to slowly open the arms out and a little bit higher. So keep opening the arms, opening the arms, opening. You just go to a place where you feel you have a wonderful opening, but there's no discomfort in your shoulders. And then slowly bring the arms back up. So let's experiment with the arms over your head. Right, you reach up and then keep reaching. It's very important to stretch to protect the shoulders and begin to bring the arms over your head. And don't force it. Just come to a place where you feel you're able to land. Try not to bend the elbows. So it may mean that you don't go too low, okay? Keep the arms straight. That's the most important part. And now open the arms out to the side. Bend the elbows. And let your arms rest by your side. So some of you, is going to be the position you want to be in. Okay? But now I'm going to demonstrate something for those of you who are able to sit in Virasana. And Virasana means you're sitting between your feet. Okay? Those of you who choose to follow me here in that Virasana, again, as you say, you can stay where you are right now. Okay? So you're going to have two blocks. And notice my blocks are pretty high, right? They're on the high end. So you're going to come onto your knees. So obviously this is not something, if you have knee issue, this is not a position you want to take. If you have knee issues, then you keep your legs straight the way I just demonstrated, okay? So here what you want to do before you sit between your feet, you keep your knees together. You want to move the calves out of the way. So you rotate the calves out, creating room between the knees, underneath the knees. And then you sit back onto the floor. And you pause it, and you know right away if this is for you or not. Again, this is not something you want to force, so if this is not for you, you get a similar benefit just doing the first position I demonstrated. Okay, so now you're going to, that block is on the higher end, you're going to go onto the block. You want to hold onto the block to be sure it's in position. And then, so that takes a little bit of adjustment here, if the block is too far away. You can take your time. You can come out and readjust. You're going to stretch your arms over your head. And then you're going to let the arms rest by your side. Those of you who are in the position that I'm in now, make sure that your block is stable underneath your head. So if you have to come out a couple of times, the way I'm doing now, then you do it. And you want to take advantage of the opening in your chest to breathe into the side ribs. We're going to take 5 more breaths here. Again, remember, you may have your leg extended forward, or you may be in a position that I'm in. Concentrate on the opening of the chest. Let's just take 1 more breath here. Now to come out of the position, you press your hands down, you keep the head back, and then you come up to that seated position with your legs either in front or. Those of you who are sitting in Virasana the way I was, you probably would love to stretch your legs right now. So we are going to go into downward facing dog. Take a moment here, open the back of your knees. Lift the front of your thighs up and back. So you want to feel the stretch in your calves as you drop the heels closer to the floor. Feel the stretch in your hamstring as you lift the tailbone up. Now just receive this pose. Let the head drop naturally between your arms. And then come to your knees. Now we are going to do one more supported back bend. And for this one, all you need is one block. And that block is going to be on the low hand. Okay. We're going to recline Cobbler's pose, Supta Baddha Konasana, which means you're sitting on your mat and you bring the sole of the feet together. Okay, you start here. So I'm leaning back here, concentrating on the opening in my groins. Okay, and then you are going to slowly curl yourself onto that block. Again, if it's too much of a stretch for your neck, then you're going to place a block underneath your head. Okay, and then extend the arms over your head or out to the side. Press the feet against each other. Feel the stretch in the belly. Let the arms rest out to the side. Feel the stretch in the pec muscles. And let's take 5 breaths here. Fully release onto your support. Feel the breath, the quality of your breath in this position. You may feel some pressure around your neck. Bringing the blood there. Now let's take 1 more breath. And then slowly lift yourself up. Again, keeping your head back. Stretch your legs in front of you. You're going to turn around and do a downward facing dog. Coming to your hands and knees. Okay, tuck your toes under and press to downward facing dog. So for those of you who have a shoulder issue, you know who you are. You know you can do this pose on your forearms. Or even you can just do child's pose. Okay, so you should know you have these options. And then you're going to come to your knees. So if I was there watching you, watching what you do, I definitely would be walking around modifying some of you. But I cannot see you, and hopefully you've taken a class with me before and you know how to work with your body. So now what we're going to do, we're going to take a chair. And it can be any chair. There's a back. Okay. So you're going to take your chair and you're going to sit on your chair. Okay. So let's sit on the chair and sit at the edge of the chair. Okay, and have your feet pointing out. And the reason you point your feet out is because you want your knee to be in line with the center of each foot. You're going to place your hands on the top of your thighs first. Okay, and press the ceiling bones, to the chair. Press your feet on the chair. Engage the abdominal muscles. Breathe here. And now begin to, so walk your hands forward. Have your hands on the top of your thighs, even just above the knees. So don't have too much your hands on the knees, just above the knees. Keep the elbows in, lift the chest, and begin to, leading from the sternum, begin to come forward into a spine stretch. So if you had any discomfort in your back with those little mini back bends, then this is a place where you can begin to release that back. And then come back up. Some of you may want to have 2 blocks here. And some of you, and again, the height of the block depends on your flexibility. I don't want you to push anything here. I want you to concentrate on that lengthening of the spine. So you are going to come forward, place your hands on the block, and then you're going to walk the block forward. Keep as far forward as you can. Keep shooting the tailbone back, and then let your head release between your arms. So you're not totally dropping the head. You're keeping the ears between your arms. You want to create space in your belly here. Some of you may be able to have your hands on the floor. And if you do, then the same thing. You want to root your hands to the floor. Breathe into the back. Let's take one more breath here. And then slowly walking back. Place your hands on your thighs, come up. Okay, now we're going to sit sideways on the chair. So the side of the chair is going to be to your left. Okay? And you're going to place your hands on the back of your chair. And then keep looking forward for now. So your feet are together, knees are together. Okay. You're going to take an inhale here. And as you exhale, begin to turn, moving your right shoulder toward the back of the chair. Breathing in. And breathing out. So you're breathing to breathe, you take an in breath to lengthen the spine, and you take the out breath to release into the twist. Now you're pushing with your left hand against the chair, and you're pulling with your right hand to give you that traction that you need for the twist. And then exhale, come back to the center. Okay, we're going to go to the other side. You don't have to move your chair. I'll move in my chair so I can keep facing you. So now your right side is toward the chair. Okay, knees together, feet together. You're going to hold on to the back of the chair. So we didn't go into the twist yet. You're still looking straight forward. You're going to take inhale here. And as you exhale, begin to twist. So the twist is important as long as you maintain the length of your spine. So you're pulling on your left hand and you're pushing on your right hand, with your right hand, to get traction for that twist. And you breathe. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, releasing into the twist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale to the twist. And come back to the center. Now you're going to take your block, or you could sit on the floor. You're going to cross the legs. So starting with the left foot in front. Okay? And you're going to come and bring your forehead to the chair. Or you bring your forehead, stretch the, cross your arms and bring your head onto your arms. And pass down into the stretch. Just take 5 breaths here. And then slowly come up. You're going to change the cross of your legs, so the other leg is in front. And again, folding the arms and bringing your forehead to your arms. And just release there. Let's take one more breath here. And then slowly come up. And you just put the chair to the side. We are going to use a chair for Shavasana. But before we do Shavasana, we are going to do a floor twist. So you're going to lie down on your back with your legs together. Let's stretch the arms over your head. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, bring your right knee to your chest, pull the knee in. And then take your knee with your left hand, stretch your right arm out to the side, and then bring the knee across. You can take your time doing this. You may not go to the full twist right away. Keep the right shoulder on the floor. Keep the knee tucked in. Keep the left leg active. Turn your head in the direction of the twist, away from the twist. Directing your breath to the small of your back, to the lumbar spine. Noticing the breath in this position. Let's take one more breath here. And slowly return to the center, giving your knee a hug. Extend your right leg, extend your arms over your head. Exhaling your left knee in. Pull the knee in. And take your knee with your right hand, extend your left arm out to the side, and then gently begin to bring your knee across any amount that you can. Turning your head in the opposite direction of the twist. Noticing the quality of your breath. Take one more breath here. And then slowly coming back to the center and giving your knee a hug. Extend your arms, extend both legs over your head. And then let's bring your arms by your side. You press your hands down and push up. Have your legs together, walk your hands back. Lift the thoracic spine up and then come into a plank. And then exhale, release. Okay. You're going to take your chair, placing the chair onto your mat, and you're going to place the back of your legs onto the chair. So slide in until the back of your knees are supported by the chair. You can hold on to the legs as you lower your spine down. Once you're done, you want to use your elbows, slide the shoulder blades on your back, and then release. Let your arms rest by your side with the palms up. Close your eyes. Separate your legs as wide as you need them to on the chair. So here we want to begin to guide our mind into a mindful relaxation. Observing the quality of the breath. Notice if there's any tension residing in parts of your body. So you can take your attention to your face, relaxing the corners of your lips so that you're not keeping your lips are slightly apart when they relax in this position. And if you observe the tongue, is resting up on the palate. And feel the sensation on your skin, starting with the face. You may feel some warmth. Feel the weight of the skin. So we don't think of the skin having weight, but the skin, I may be wrong, but I think it's about 50% of our weight. So the skin has weight. So when you relax, you can let the skin release against the muscles. And the muscles release against the bones. And you may notice your breath. For some of us, Shavasana is the pose we love the most. In fact, we do yoga so that we can enjoy full relaxation, the power of letting go. The only reality in your life, in our lives, is impermanence. Meaning that only this moment exists. This is an important way of looking at our lives. Each moment precious. Being present with each moment. You keep the mind alert in this relaxation, you become more aware of what is happening in the moment. You become more aware of not being in the moment. That awareness of not being in a moment brings you into this moment. Notice again if you feel any tension in parts of your body. Sneaking in. Can you feel the body becoming heavy? Experiencing the weight of a body without effort. Residing in this space of knowing. Now let's begin to take deeper breaths. Taking a deep inhale, feeling the spread of the ribs up, sideways, and back. feeling the release of the out breath, surrendering. And then begin to bend your knees and you place your feet on the edge of your chair. Just pause there. And then roll onto your side. And then push away from the floor to come into a seated position. Take your block to sit on. So crossing the legs, letting the knees release out. Taking a moment to feel your body in this position. So how do you know you're lifting your spine and you're not slouching? And the way you know is by feeling space in the abdominal cavity. So when the spine is lifting, you're creating a whole space there. No compression. So the diaphragm, when you lengthen the spine, the diaphragm has room to do its job so that you can breathe more fully and easier. So the breath is really important for your health. I was listening to the Dalai Lama before I came in today, and he said something that was very interesting. He said, to be healthy doesn't mean to be without illness. So whatever that means to you. So you could be healthy and still have pain in your knee, because your state of mind is going to increase your health. The quality of your breath increases your health. Now let's join the palms. Taking a deep inhale here. And as you exhale, just bow to yourself with gratitude. Namaste. Thank you for joining me. And again, every time I hope that we're going to see each other soon. Okay, so keeping the hope alive. Bye-bye.